Was Karl Marx actually right about something? We're going to find out here later in today's video. Welcome back, guys, to the Independent Experience. I'm IndieXP Bullion, and this is your morning market wake-up call for Tuesday, January 19th, 2021. Well, in yesterday's video, I gave some numbers. I'm like, oh yeah, the American markets are really going to turn that around, and forgot it was Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and the markets weren't open. So we were relying heavily on overseas markets yesterday. Let's go ahead and take a look at the markets and see where we're starting today off at as our markets actually open up. Gold has made a nice little move for itself, currently at 1846.54. Silver has performed very nicely, currently at 25.33. That gives us a ratio under 73 at 72.91. Platinum back over the $1,100 mark, currently at $1,108.24. Palladium is steady at $24.15.50, and rhodium is at $21,000. We've seen a little bit of increase in a few of the base metals. Copper is up slightly, currently at $3.62. Nickel is at $8.16. Aluminum is down a penny at 89 cents. Zinc at $1.20, and lead steady at 90 cents. Barrels of crude oil also steady, currently at $52.53 a barrel. On Wall Street, which was closed yesterday, is going to be starting the shortened trading week off at 30,814.26. The Nasdaq will be at 12,998.50, and the S&P 500 will be at 3768.25. The U.S. dollar index is down somewhat today, currently at 90.50. If you guys trade in Bitcoin, we're steady. We haven't seen a whole lot of movement in Bitcoin here the last few days. Not sure if they're ready to break out or if it's ready to crash. Bitcoin is currently at $36,886.95. And if you happen to exchange gold back today, whether that be the Utah or the Nevadan, those are exchanging at $3.24. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, Karl Marx might have been right about something. The old dirty communist himself. This is an interview performed by Kitco News, David Lynn, titled, "Are We Entering the Roaring 20s 2.0? Here is the key to power and wealth." The last time people came out of lockdowns from a pandemic was the Spanish flu, which was subsequently followed by the Roaring 20s, a decade of wealth building and prosperity. Alex Kenjeev, president of O'Leary Ventures, said that similarities between now and the start of the Roaring 20s are evident. In particular, the travel and hospitality industries are set to outperform on the back of pent-up demand for recreation in the wake of the pandemic and lockdowns, Kenjeev said. Quote, "There will come a day when betting on the travel and leisure industries will be a great move because just like the Roaring 20s, when people finally came out of the last time we had lockdowns and mask mandates, people were going to want to have a good time," he said. Equities are still the must-own asset class for any serious investor concerned about long-term time horizons, Kenjeev noted. Quote, "Karl Marx made the observation famously that history belongs to those who own the means of production and that the means of production change over history. You initially had in feudal times, the means of production was land, so feudal lords had all the power. Then, as the capitalist revolution took hold, the means of production that were important became the capital and factories and so on," he said. "If you want to have power and wealth, you need to own the means of production. And to me, that means owning companies, and the only way to own companies is to own equity." So, Mr. Kenjeev is bringing up a good point, and I think we should talk about that for just a second. It seems like old Karl Marx had a lot to say about capitalism, and the article makes an interesting point. If you're going to be part of the system, you got to own equity in the system. But there are other ways of owning equity in the system, quote unquote, than just having ownership in a company. You have to have the means for production. And if you can supply materials for the means of production, that is also a very, very good way to build your wealth. That being said, one of the ways that you can own the products for production is by stacking gold and silver, of course. Gold is always going to be a necessity, and silver's demand in industrial uses is only going to grow exponentially as we enter into this decade. Guys, think of all of the things that silver is needed for. Most notably, solar panels, which is the direction that, of course, here in America, the Biden administration is going to want to lead us, and that starts tomorrow at noon. So I hope you guys are prepared for that. You know, there's a lot of things that are uncertain on the horizon. Of course, you know, everybody should have been receiving their Trump bucks, $600 in Trump bucks by now, and we're reading articles now that Biden is going to be releasing another $1,400 as soon as next month as another round of stimulus comes through. I know personally I'm taking my $600 Trump bucks and probably my $1,400 Biden bucks and putting that into precious metals for sure. So are you going to be part of the machine when the new Roaring 20s begins? Let me know down in the comments below. Obviously, if you're watching these videos, obviously you already are part of the means of production for silver and gold demand. But do you have any equity stake in any companies, stocks, bonds, do you own a company of your own? I've personally owned companies myself in the past and have had some levels of success, but also had some levels of failure. And that's part of business. It's kind of scary starting your own business. So, but I digress. Let me know down in the comments how you are preparing for the Roaring 20s. So, yeah, that's swing. That's I don't know if I had enough coffee this morning. I'm sorry, guys. That goes out to Uncle Sal. All right, guys. I do greatly appreciate every single one of you. And if you happen to appreciate old IndieXP bullying, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button for me right there. If you happen to be new to the independent experience and you want to keep up to date on when all the latest and greatest content comes out, consider hitting that subscribe and jingle bell right there in the corner, bing bong, so you can stay notified of when the new content comes out. Of course, we're going to pop the box up here on the corner. That is the gateway to the back catalog. You can start clicking through all of those videos. There's somewhere around 425, 430 videos now. You can start clicking through those at the end of this video at your heart's content. Guys, I have been IndieXP Bullion from the Independent Experience, and I'm here again to remind you, if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find your pockets heavy.